Over the last several months, we've seen just a significant increase in, how organizations are, approaching security, working remotely, increased number of users that are having to access mission critical systems and, sensitive information in their own environments has really changed the way that organizations have approached enabling their, new mobile workforce over the last several months. Hi, my name is Bill Giard. I'm the CTO of our enterprise business here in the data center group at Intel. The biggest change really is the attack surface and the landscape in which organizations are having to secure not only the way that their employees and their partners are accessing systems, but also the way in which that they're approaching security holistically. So security attacks have always been on the increase. That hasn't changed over the last several months. What has changed is really the additional risk that organizations are seeing, and then the additional priority as a result of that risk. So security is taking a higher focus, even more so now than it has even just a year ago. The security attacks themselves are increasing in sophistication. It used to be that, traditional firewalls was sufficient in really protecting, an organization's critical information, really driving the need to secure the systems from, the application down into the operating system and the hypervisor and the infrastructure and the platform itself. It's no surprise that the types of actors that are doing attacks are also increasing, but also the nature in which that they're penetrating environments. So there's really a few key considerations when an organization is either moving to a public cloud environment or adopting cloud infrastructure on premise. It's true that security really is the number one reason that organizations still deploy in their own data center. That's largely driven because their ability to control the environment, to be able to test to that, to be able to manage it from the ground up. And so it's really not as much about the security technologies that are available as much as it is about ensuring that those controls can really meet an organization's either legal responsibility for protecting the data really is a key consideration as you're mapping out where should I run this workload versus another one. So with large remote workforce, it's brought really to attention a couple of things that are important. The first is what is an organization's response to make their mission critical systems, their core business systems available to their employees, to their customers, to their partners. We've seen organizations use capabilities like VDI solutions to be able to securely access things that may be behind their firewall. Additional security protection controls to be able to secure the data once it's in a different environment than they're used to. It really is a key means in which organizations are really understanding the importance of network optimizations and security and cryptographic performance across all of their environment that they do. Attacks really still happen in three broad categories, right? Most data breaches happen because of either privileged access administrative rights in those privileged access rights getting compromised, misconfiguration in the environment, either leaving network ports open or not correctly configuring an application that's being deployed. The second one really centers on the ability to understand where the users are accessing the systems and then managing, right? There's new sets of protection controls and detection controls. So you really need to be able to understand if you're actually running as you expect to run, and then put in a key methodology to quickly respond to those, right? So it's protect, detect, and respond. And then the third area really is there are some advanced set of protection controls. There's additional advanced memory protection for hardware-based memory protection that are also coming into the platform. So make sure you've got good practices to manage your environment, to understand whether it's being implemented correctly, and then keep up with the latest set of security patches in the environment and things that are addressing new threats. So Intel's been on a long journey really to really make sure that not only the platform itself is secure from secure boot technologies to make sure that it ships securely from the factory. We're fortunate to have some fantastic partners that are all of the major ecosystem providers for operating systems and cloud services and on-premise private cloud architectures, secure virtualization that gives you the best security that we can provide in our platforms that really are servicing very sensitive needs that give you high sensitive response times. Last year we announced an exciting set of capabilities that we've been working and delivering for the federal government, the Department of Defense, for quite some time with Lockheed Martin. And that is a set of secure virtualization technologies that run very sensitive mission systems that are now broadly available to our enterprise and government customers, through our OEMs. That allows you to get that secure virtualization, the hardened security capabilities that really are very advanced in enabling both protection controls as well as high levels of performance and determinism and quality of service. So in our third generation Xeon platform, we're bringing a lot of these capabilities even more available to our end users. SGX coming into a mainstream Xeon, that's coming a broader ISV and ecosystem to be able to protect and improve key management architectures that are embedded everywhere. It gives you the smallest set of attack surface that you can have in an application and data layer. The second one really is what we've done, and we've brought our encrypted memory technology such that we can enable multi-key total memory encryption, which really gives you the ability to have unique keys per virtual machine instance. And then the third area in our third generation Xeon Scalable really is just the core cryptographic ISO instruction improvements that we're doing to improve encryption performance, new encryption algorithms coming in our platform. So we are taking a really holistic approach to making sure that we're continuing to advance what we're doing, and not only boot protection, but runtime protection and then encryption where you have it from a network to storage perspective across the board. I think there's two key trends that I'm seeing. First is security is becoming necessary everywhere you deploy, but even more so, in the emerging edge computing environment. And so, implementing security and protection and detection controls, wherever you, ingest and store data to wherever you process it, the landscape is getting, very complex from a deployment, just where we need to have compute infrastructures. The same security you have in your data center, you should have at the edge. The same security you have in your data center, you should have in the public cloud. So being able to manage those consistently and increasing the expectation for security really is a first-class citizen everywhere is kind of the first macro trend that I think most people agree. The second one, if I go look forward, is the sophistication of the attacks are getting quite advanced. It used to be that organization would either penetrate logically through various different firewalls, but now it's like an attacker can be on the system trying all sorts of different things. As we look at what's happening, there's a reason that security has been consistently the number one growth investment areas for CISOs and CIOs, is because those are becoming more important as they manage their distributed workforce. It's not just about what we're seeing today. Workers may be working remotely consistently. They need to be able to access cross geo teams. And so those are really trends that are continuing, and it's causing us as, in the tech industry to make sure that we've got the right, platform capabilities, right, to protect those wherever the user needs it. So job one really, continues to be good security hygiene, but leveraging now not just the process, but the technologies that make that security hygiene effective. The second one, really centers on, ensuring that, the environment itself and the data is protected not only at rest, it's protected in transit, it's protected in use, and that is being deployed everywhere, whether it's at the edge, in the data center, in the public cloud, and making sure that organizations are responding to consistent security implementation and security technology deployments and operational management in every place that they look, their users access it. That's even more important with remote access, right? When users are accessing that data from home, how does that translate to what we're doing at Intel with our client, to server architectures, and making sure those are in place. And then really the third one that I think is getting even more attention, but I fully believe is critically important, is taking advantage of the security analytics capabilities, right? I mean, able to detect, attacks in the environment, or things are occurring, or misconfiguration, just basic things, is critically important. So that really is an advanced leading area. that organizations need to have. And the good news is, we've got partners that we've been doing and to make that available. So you don't have to become a data scientist to be able to take advantage of some of this. I'm quite excited about, the work that we've been doing here at Intel, really building upon what we've done in, traditional security acceleration and doing that in a way that can be easily deployed and scaled to our end users.